straight to our main talking point. Anger spreads as UN says 110 Borno farmers killed. But back home, we hear 43. Let's look at this very sad situation that happened yesterday.
Mother most gruesome. Saturday, actually, and I think we should not make it clear here. The United Nations Office for the Coordination of Humanitarian Activities, the ones that said 110, have clarified, not 110. They say tens of people killed, many others missing. They don't have a figure, and they have clarified that. I think that was a misleading report. Not 110 killed, so we don't get over ourselves with that. 110 is quite a large number. It's almost impossible. It's not as if it cannot happen. With that 43, 110 can happen, and the scenario is clear. It happened on Friday. The farmers in that Zabamari, the rice farmers, most of them from Sokoto, they have come to look for work. Most of them are even IDPs around the northeast area. And I've come to look for work. And Zababari farmers were about to harvest their rice. So the workers have been working there. On Friday, they arrested a suspected Boko Haram fighter. And he was arrested and detained. I don't know if he was already released, but he went away. And by Saturday, they came back on motorcycles. And this is the outcome. The massacre that beats all massacres. Because of the massacres before. We saw Buniyadi. Buniyadi was the first of the massacres in Boko Haram. In 2014, schoolboys at the government school in Yobe State were brought out of their classrooms and their throats slit. It was an outrage that shocked the world at that time. There were many others. There was Konduga, there was Baga, there was another major one in Gaborungala that happened, and there was Goza. The massacres happened from time to time, and I think it's a statement killing by the Boko Haram. Most times, this one, nobody has no responsibility. Not the Boko Haram itself, the main group, nor the splinter group ISWAP. We're waiting for them, but this appears like it bears all the hallmarks of ISWAP, the splinter group of the Boko Haram, because those ones usually collect taxes from farmers, obtain their food stuff, and this is what they've been doing with those farmers in Zabamari until one of them were arrested on Friday and they came back on Saturday. It's a failure of security again, because if the modus operandi is clear, you have arrested one, they will come back for you. There was supposed to be heavy security in that area, but again, the defense is a lot of the natives do not pass information to the military, and the military is incapable of policing the entire Borno state. Too big. Yesterday Governor Zulu was saying that most parts of Borno is still in the hands of the Boko Haram. The Sambisa forest is still in the hands of Boko Haram, he said, and most parts of northern Borno, where the Lake Chad region, is in the hands of the Boko Haram. His people are suffering. He said, my people are in difficult situations. If you stay at home, hunger will kill you. If you go to the farm, you stand the risk of being killed by these hoodlums. And this, the outrage, the reason why there's so much outrage about this 43 is because it appears like we're going through this. It's deja vu. It's not the first time. It happens, the usual response, we are horrified, murder so gruesome, we go to sleep, tomorrow it happens again, we issue another statement, we are horrified. It's rinse, repeat. Rinse and repeat. It's the same thing. That's why that is why the outrage is coming from all corners. It will happen again. It will happen again. Things have to change. And that is the outcry from every part of this country. Things have to change. The northern elites themselves, and I blame them a lot. The Sultan of Sokoto had said last week that his people, that the north is unsafe, that bandits have taken over. He said so. But 2 weeks before then, he had an opportunity to make a statement when he went to Kaduna to meet Governor El-Rufai and other northern political elites to discuss issues that affect the north, and they spoke about Sars on social media, and they went home. None of them, not the Sultan, not the other traditional rulers, seized the opportunity to say this is the problem in the north. The north is going. The north, as we know it, is receding fast. People are dying in their numbers. I mean, Zabamari is because they slit their throats. That's why the massacre. I told you the other one when they took 100 people from a mosque, took them into the bush, read out the list, killed some, took some away, and threw the others away. Massive kidnappings happen in the north every day. I read these stories. The journalists I know in the north, when they throw me stories of what's happening, I can't say it here. I can't say it on air. I cannot say it on air. But the defense is the same. The Nigerian government keeps saying that Boko Haram is largely defeated, that it's pockets of them. But pockets of Boko Haram can kill 43 in one fuel swoop. A friend of mine was telling me, even in 1 minute, they used to kill them. They killed 43. That's almost an hour. Yeah. No response from anywhere. You know, this is the outrage here. And the outrage again is the fact that the armed forces appear to have accepted this as a normal. You know, as a normal. That's why the blame is going, change the commanders, change the service chief, reject the architecture. I think we should move away from that. I should ask the commander-in-chief what he's doing about these kind of things. Yeah. The buck stops on the desk of the commander-in-chief now. There's no joking about it anymore. Maybe Nigerians love President Buhari too much, they like to cut him some slack. But I think the question should be asked now, who appoints the commanders, who names the GOCs, who appoints the army chiefs that have all retired? As far as I know, because if you check their service history, most of them have done 41 years. 41 years is over retirement in the army. So most of them already have a mindset of retired generals who are hoping to go home soon. Change them, reject the architecture, as they say, whatever architecture means in this case. You know, but it's still the same old story. This happened Saturday, Sunday we all slept, Monday we have woken up. Tomorrow maybe or later today, service chiefs will hold fire under their armpits and go to villa meeting. And they will come out and they will make 1 or 2 statements and they will go home again. On the weekend, life will continue. Yeah, on the weekend there'll be another one. There needs to be a new thinking, new infusion of blood, a new strategy must change. Why this is happening in the Northeast? I'm not saying that, unless you want to tell me that the Nigerian military is overrated. Unless you want to bring the argument, and I cannot fold my arms, saying, really, this army that my father spent almost all his life is overrated.
What if we say that morale is probably low, and if we have to take a look at it, I mean, maybe morale is low.
Yeah, morale is low, change the commander. It's the same thing with school now. When we're in primary school, the class captain, everybody's chancing class captain. Yeah. You name a new class captain, that one will use cane and put everybody to that happens. And
put your name.
You know, and yes, the battalions. That in class captain, when you change the class captain, there's order. No, that's the same thing we're saying now. We cannot change President Buhari is elected. It has to be another election to remove him. In fact, this time he's never contesting again. But we can change the army chiefs who appear to be laid back. We can change the GOCs, we can change the military commanders and bring new ones with new thinking, new strategy to try to end this. What the Boko Haram was going on for too long. It's almost 10 years. It's an embarrassment for a sovereign independent country. Ragtag army from Niger and Chad will just gather themselves and stay in our northeast for 10 years. And it will spend billions of dollars.
Joint task force.
Yeah, part of President Buhari's defense on Saturday is that there's nothing the army wants it hasn't done. I have done enough for the military to end this. But they're not ending it. So end something. You know, the question that this is the outrage. The outrage is not because Boko Haram cannot kill. They can. Because they're hapless. They're hapless bandits, you know, who are out of order. I mean, non-state actors with weapons. They can kill. They can go to this one's house and kill them. But how do we respond to it to ensure it doesn't happen a second time, a third time? It's why the outrage. The way we have behaved is that once it happens, it's rinse, repeat. We go to sleep, it happens again. I just listened to you over 7 massacres in the last 6 years. You know, Buniyadi, Baga, Konduga, goes I mentioned in the Northeast. It's happening. And this is one of the crises in the North. There are others. The bandits in Sokoto, in Katsina, in Kaduna, if somebody does not die, if 10 people don't die in Kaduna, it's impossible. By criminals all over the place, you know. We are in a major security crisis in this country. A lot of money is being spent on security. We're not seeing results, and we're doing rinse, repeat. This is the reason for the outrage, Jacob. I think it's the outrage that we should address. Why people are angry? I'm not thinking people are angry because Boko Haram kill people. Boko Haram like to kill people. But how do we respond to these killings? Every time it's the same thing.
You can't keep doing the same thing.
Yeah, and expect a different result. That is the definition of insanity as it is. You know, so something has to give. I don't know what the villa is thinking this morning. You know, but if they have advice, I have bundles of advice for them. A lot of things people have to lose their jobs. You know, and I think it's a strategy that has worked everywhere in the world. Yeah. When people take responsibility for something that has happened. Yeah. So you don't even have to tell them. Once it happens, they know that I have to walk away from this place. Yeah. I have failed. You know, but not in Nigeria. Imagine the service chiefs have stayed on for 5 years. As long as President Buhari that is elected has stayed. The president has to change them. Their thinking has been the same since 2015. They have refused to devise new methods. It's the old same way. This is the reason for the outrage, Jacob.